Feminism. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, the definition of feminism is the belief that women should have the same rights, powers, and opportunities as men and be treated in the same way. Hold this thought for now, and I'll come back to this later on. I'm married with 3 wonderful children. And I'd like to share with you my journey of my feminism, which started off in the innocent eyes of a young girl. I was born and brought up in England and moved to India with my family, my parents and my 2 older siblings when I was 10 years old. Up until then, and rightly so, I knew nothing about gender differences. There's 3 incidents I'd like to share with you which opened my innocent eyes. The first one was learning from my female friends and relatives the subtle differences of how they're treated differently to their brothers. I'm not talking about illiterate or girls from a village. I'm talking about middle-class, educated families in the capital of India, in Delhi. I was confused, I was baffled, I couldn't understand why. What difference does it make? The second incident was a horrific one. It was a very tragic news story. I came back home from school, turned on the TV, and the news was that 3 sisters died. The eldest sister was only 16. She hung her younger 2 sisters, then herself. Why? The constant taunts from her father that he's been cursed with 3 daughters and no sons. How will he get them married off? How will he afford their dowry? Who will look after him in his old age? And the list carries on. The eldest daughter released her father from this misery by ending her sibling's life, then her own. This was horrific, and it still sends a shiver down my spine when I think about this. The other incident was at school. A class fellow of mine, she was the youngest of 3 siblings, the youngest of 3 sisters. And one day she came to school with some laddus to celebrate the birth of her baby brother. I was so disgusted. By that time, I was getting to know gender differences, and I did not like it. I can still remember how I felt, the shock, the horror, the disbelief, the confusion. And it made me think, my own upbringing, am I loved less than my brother? Am I treated differently to my brother? Am I given less opportunities than my brother? The answer to all 3 was no. But it still left me wondering, why are these differences there? As I grew from a young girl to a woman, a wife, a mother, I was exposed to more and more instances of these gender differences. And I was always told that's the way how it is, because that's the way it always has been. To the point being a woman felt like a curse, and a Hindu woman a bigger curse. I couldn't understand why this was the case. But I was determined that I would not treat my children differently based on their gender. And luckily, my husband shared my same belief. Yet, one day, I'd taken my children to their karate class where they were practicing how to fight. And I found myself thinking over there, why am I teaching my daughters how to fight and not the softer skills? I asked my husband that day, why are we teaching our daughters how to fight? He reassured me, it's absolutely essential for our daughters to know how to fight, just as much as it is for our son. The world is changing, and we must change too. We must give our daughters the tools to be strong and confident so they can go out in society and deal with whatever situation they may face. Yet, I still remained confused. I agreed that equality must be there, economic, social, and all levels, absolutely. But there was something missing from me. There was this jigsaw puzzle with this missing piece. I couldn't understand feminism, girl power, empowerment. What does all of that mean to me? Is it a woman choosing what she can wear? Is she really choosing? Or is it based upon what a man wants to see her in? Is it the portrayal of a successful woman smoking a cigarette? Is this driven by women or greedy corporate tobacco companies with clever marketing on how to increase their profits? Is this girl power? Or is it this constant competition? If a man can do it, so can I. Are you not putting a man on a pedestal automatically when you're always trying to be like them? Is this empowerment? That missing piece which I referred to. I found that piece when I joined Samiti. That's where I learned to celebrate my female qualities. And I still remember the first time I heard Swami Vivekananda's quote. A bird must fly with two wings, which means men and females, men and women, must work together to create the upliftment of society. So what does our Hindu Dharma say about feminism? It says nothing. Do you remember the definition I started off with? The Cambridge Dictionary, that women should have the same rights, powers, and opportunities as men? That doesn't apply here. According to our Dharma, the energizing force behind the whole universe is feminine, not masculine. And this energy manifests itself in the form of goddesses. These goddesses are so powerful, they do not even need a male consort, Durga, Kali. And it is these goddesses' powers that are invoked by the Devtas when they are defeated to restore dharmic order. So where is the need for feminism? But are these just stories? Not at all. We have seen in our history where women have led the way, be it philosophy, be it medicine, be it leading their country or fighting a war. They have done it wherever they needed to. They have been at the forefront. And even today, when a daughter is born, we say, Lakshmi aayi hai. We worship little girls during Navratri. And this divine energy is worshipped in every village, every mandir, every festival. So we had this equal society. This was destroyed by the 1,000 years of invasion, where the safety and protection of our women was paramount. And this eventually led to the ugly suppression that we see now. What the invaders could not take away, though, was our spirituality. And that lived through us. It was so deep-rooted in us, it took us through our darkest times. So what is missing from feminism is spirituality. Where there's spirituality, there's no divide. Everything just falls into place. I've shared with you my journey on my feminism based on what I've seen, what I've heard, and what I've felt. And today, as I stand in front of you, I'm proud to be a woman. I'm proud to be a Hindu woman. And I want you all to feel proud too. Proud of being the manifestation of this feminine energy. I want you to take this feminine and redefine what feminism means to you. Our feminism, our narrative. Feminism needs a spiritual revolution. And we all have a part to play in this. The question is, what part will you play? Namaste.